Governor Roy Cooper made it official. He is running for North Carolina's open Senate seat next year. He put out an ad earlier today flexing his undefeated record. It had some inspirational music in the background and everything. Then the GOP, they put out their own ad calling Cooper a, quote, wreck. Also, this one had dramatic music. And you might be thinking, seriously? We're already getting campaign ads 15 months from the election? Well, yeah. This isn't really that surprising of news. There were signs, dollar signs, in fact, and we noticed. WRAL's NC Capitol team published this story last week. Cooper ramps up fundraising. See, he left office in December with $1 million still in the bank. He's good at raising money, and that pot has grown since then. Cooper personally called on donors to step up, and he focused on national issues. He used kind of campaigny phrases like, "We need to stand together again." So like I said, not really that big of a surprise when you look at stuff like that. Just like most stories in politics, you just have to follow the money. And trust me, there's going to be plenty of money to follow, maybe the most ever. See, the last time a North Carolina Senate race got this type of interest was back in 2020. That's when Tillis and Cunningham went up against each other. They spent more than $280 million. That was more than any race in U.S. history at the time. That was a record that was then shattered last year for a Senate seat in Ohio at more than $400 million. But this race, next year's Senate race in North Carolina, may actually beat that, if you can believe it. In the blue corner, you got Cooper. Household name, never lost an election, just left the governor's mansion with a pretty good track record, a strong fundraiser who routinely captured those coveted, unaffiliated voters. And in the red corner, RNC boss Michael Whatley, also a big name, backed by Trump. And while he's never actually run for public office before, this guy knows how to raise money, probably has every major Republican donor on speed dial. And he will be making those calls because money matters. It's true. Typically, the candidate with the most money will win the race. But this isn't really the typical race. I spoke to Duke public policy professor Mac McCorkle about it. Here's how he put it.
The general rule still holds that the biggest spender is usually the one who wins. But the higher profile race also are usually more ideological, more subject to the polarization that's going on and people voting along straight ideological lines.
We have seen this before, right? Trump and Clinton. 2016, Clinton far outspent Trump, had way more money, but Trump still won. Then recently in New York City, the mayor's race there, Cuomo outspent Mandami by about 4 times, 3 to 4 times, some of the estimates are saying, and Cuomo still lost. Now, that doesn't mean that money doesn't matter, of course, but we may see so much money in this race, so much pumped in, that the ROI, oddly, will begin to shrink.
So you might still see one candidate spend more than the other. But if they're both spending at $60 or $70 million clips, the $10 million difference doesn't matter that much.
So why am I telling you all this? Why are we talking about this now? What's a warning or, put more softly, a reminder that time is running out. The time that we have spent enjoying this little break from the non-stop attack ads or the unblinking politicians promising the world behind swelling patriotic music. Cooper's ad, support him or not, is kind of like that first little snowflake that lands gracefully on your nose, right on the tip, just before a blizzard begins. So I'd like to say the ads are coming, but it appears they're already here.